Yes, can I help you?
Hi, so sorry to bother you at this hour, but we're here to meet with Judge Danforth, and he seems to be locked inside.
He said you might have a key.
Sorry, I gave him my spare. Unbelievable. Does this ever end?
Oh, well then, do you have a...
Yeah. And if you don't mind me asking, what business do you two have with the judge?
We're helping the judge with a case.
Anything I can assist you with?
Thanks, but I think we got it. No need for a lawyer. At least,
The diploma gave me away, huh?
aside from the cold coffee you're still drinking and the deluxe open box of sticky tabs, yeah. You could say I know the type real.
Nancy Drew, you really are your father's daughter. It's nice to...
You know my dad?
Small world. If you need any assistance or more paper clips, feel free to ask.
Hello? I'll come back later. Judge Danforth?
What? Alicia said she'd keep a...
Well, I did find a paperclip.
Yeah?
This shouldn't be too much of a challenge. Still got it.
Efficient. How'd you learn to do that, actually?
Online video tutorial.
Someday you have to tell me about your secret life of breaking and entering, Drew. Because you're in danger of being cool. Which, honestly, I just don't like.
Someday.
Ah, those protesters are out there again. Stirring? You know, this town used to be a quiet place, but it seems lately there's been an element that has infiltrated our community. I have no doubt one of those troublemakers locked my door and threw away the key. Now, Nancy, your father and I...
Oh, sorry. I'm not Nancy.
Of course you're not. You look nothing like Carson. Did your father ever tell you about the time we won 4th place at the Lake Winnipesaukee Regatta? You see, at the time I had 20/10 vision.
Judge, this is Deirdre Shannon. She's working with me on the case.
Deirdre, you're the one who tried to break down my door.
Breakdown?
Your Honor, that's an exact heavily.
Look, I'm really busy dealing with this Hathorn House business. Being a judge is not as simple as, investigating during your...
Well, we just used our free time to unlock your door. So I'm sure you'll be willing to repay us with some answers to our questions.
Yes, of course. What can I help you girls with?
Can you explain to us how you're involved with the Hathorn House?
Well, yes. The house was built by Judge John Hathorn during the 1600s, and it represented the oldest surviving structure from that era. Judge Hathorn, of course, was one of the 3 judges that presided over the Salem witch trials.
Yes, and I'm sure we can read all about the home's history in Salem's museum.
More recently, Frances Tuttle, Judge Hathorn's last direct descendant, lived in a small section of the house while the rest was left to fall into considerable disrepair. She was alone, except for a part-time caregiver. A few months ago, Frances Tuttle passed away, which left Hathorn House without a legal heir. According to the historical statutes of Salem, after 90 days, the house reverts to public property, the deadline of which is 2 days from now, at midnight.
I was told that the burning of Hathorn House is suspected to be a case. How did the police come to that conclusion?
The investigation found paint solvent residue on burnt embers, suggesting someone deliberately used an accelerant. Thankfully, Mrs. Tuttle never had to see what became of her home.
And what evidence do you have that May Perry is the one responsible for this?
Evidence? Have you ever heard of recidivism? 3 out of 4 criminals in the United States are repeat offenders. And there's only one person in all of Salem who has a history of fire...
So, there is no...
Not yet, but there...
You don't need evidence. She's already been convicted in the court of public opinion.
Is that what she said?
No, I'm saying it.
She has a history with this sort of thing.
What's May's motive? What does she gain by burning down...
You'd have to ask her. And while you're at it, you can ask about her alibi, which she refused to give to the... So, any other...
So, how did Frances Tuttle pass away exactly?
The woman was 88 years old. The coroner confirmed her death was of natural causes.
So they never investigated Lauren Holt.
You need the suspicion of foul play to investigate someone young.
We'd like to speak with her all the same.
She still lives on the estate, although for how much longer we do not know. You can also find her in her shop, Luminous Infusions. She might be willing to talk to you.
So the Book of Apologies. Why did you read...
Yes, And first of all, I'm so glad you're all right. Nasty business. Had I known you were going to be put in harm's way, I would have never called Carson and asked for his help.
I've done plenty of work for my father. He trusts me. I can handle it.
Yes, I'm sure.
So, I've already heard some stories, but would you mind giving...
Yes, so. Judge Sewell was rumored to keep a ledger of all the accused, intending to publish it to reconcile with their families and clear their names. But he passed away before he could do so.
Going to Austria for a rumored book seems like a heck of a long shot.
Well, I have been under some pressure from the AW group. AW as in...
How valid is the claim the accused witches have against the Hathorn House?
I have been working with Tegan Perry, the organizer of that group. The Book of Apologies would have presented evidence Miss Perry could use for her claim.
And without it...
Their case is incomplete. According to the statutes of Salem established in 1629, property ownership was placed under the vacuum domicilium doctrine, meaning that any unused land would be made available to any member of the public who was willing to set. This comes into effect 90 days after the land is abandoned at midnight, meaning it will happen with the Hathorn estate.
Don't you think it's dangerous throwing around May's name as a suspect before any evidence links her to the crime?
What do you mean? What are you saying?
From what you've described, there is no evidence against May. Yet you were saying that she did it.
It is not just me, Miss Drew. There are plenty of people who believe that May is responsible for this crime. It is not prejudice when she is the only likely suspect.
Actually, that is the definition of prejudice.
I'm not going to have this debate with you.
Talk to you later.
Miss Drew, before you go,
You're not locked out of your car.
Oh, no. There was an incident here recently. Someone...
Oh. Have you called the...
Well, no, not yet. I don't think anything was taken. Never mind.
Okay, I'm officially exhausted. Let's head back to the Perry house, okay?
So, any thoughts?
First album was better.
Yeah, totally. It's good.
Really? You like this?
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, well, they were much better before they changed their bassist.
I meant the case. What do you think about it?
I don't like the judge.
Yeah, I kinda got that. I think the feeling's mutual.
Well, he's a jerk. Maybe he burned down the Hathorn house. What? You don't think so?
I don't think the judge burned down the house. But losing the accused witch's evidence seems a little too convenient.
Exactly! It's the absence of a case, which is why May should be considered innocent.
If May were willing to give an alibi, we could clear this up tonight. She's not talking to anyone, it seems. We are all allowed to enjoy some amount of privacy, but her refusal to be interviewed leads me to believe she is hiding something.
I can't believe you, Drew. I thought you were here to help. You know, not everyone can be as brilliant and cold as you are.
I'm not cold, and I never said I was
You need to get May to trust you. If she trusts, you're kind of my last hope to reach her. Usually.
I'll try. A leopard print lighter. Why here? This cozy fireplace hasn't been... Found... Rust be gone. Now that's handy. Never know when a bit of stubborn iron oxide will get in the way of hiking the Patagonian highlands, outback safari, survival guide for the rainforest of Myanmar. The Perrys recycle their paper waste. Good on them. Wait, what's this? Someone must have been upset. They tore this note up. Yes, it is a note. Hi. So, I found the...
What is that?
I found it in your trash.
Yeah, I can read. So I don't know what it is.
Hey, what...
You like this?
Yeah, we were listening on the way over. First album was... Yeah, too bad they changed...
Yeah, I know, right? It's just, you don't look like you listen to this.
Why does no one believe me?
Now you know how I feel.
I know you don't know me that well, but I'm here.
I didn't burn down the Hathorn house.
Okay. Why does everyone...
It's called prejudice. I look different.
That doesn't seem like a good reason.
What can I say? Can't believe it's gone.
Did you ever visit the estate?
All the time.
Oh? Why?
It was built by a cold, brutal man who... I appreciate being reminded of what happens when greedy people stay in charge.
Did you know Frances Tubb?
No. But I know her daughter Lauren has that shop.
You ever been inside?
No. Why would I go there?
I was just wondering if you knew her.
I don't. I mean, I know she used to hang with my sister back at...
Look, I spoke with the judge. They don't have anything on you. All we need is an alibi, and then they can't charge you with anything.
And they're not going to have anything on me. Because he can't prove...
Then why not just give the police an alibi? That's all they need.
I just can't. It's not...
Okay, I understand. But I can't help you or anyone else if I don't know who they are.
Just... I appreciate...
Do you and the judge know each other? Have a
The man thinks I'm a bad influence.
Why?
Because I used to be friends with his son. His son has had an interesting life, and...
Really?
You live in a small town long enough, people make up their minds about who you are.
Can you tell me anything at all?
I can tell you she doesn't get along with my...
Really?
I don't know. They had some falling out a while ago. You should ask her.
Do you think Olivia would have any reason to light the Hathorn house on fire?
Let me put it this way. Olivia is what we call in this town part of the witch business. Anything dramatic, spectacular, or with fire, she's usually in...
So you think she did it?
I didn't say that. I just think it's possible that she could have.
Okay, thanks. Your sister really cares about you.
She has a strange way of showing it sometimes.
Well, she cared enough to get Deirdre and I...
I worry about her.
How come?
She takes her work really seriously. Like, she cares. A lot. Like, way more than most normal people.
Kinda sounds like me.
I hope not. It's like her personal crusade. You can't live your life like that. You need to enjoy it.
Yeah, but... Have you ever seen the...
Wow. I lost this date?
Outside the front door.
Are you always snooping?
I have a knack for finding things that other people miss.
Thanks. This means a lot to me.
We saw Tegan at the museum. Looks like she's working on an interesting installation.
Why don't you ask her?
Well, I thought...
I don't. Can you just leave her out of this? I'm done talking, okay?